Very interesting. How fast are you? Just out of interest. 34. 43. And how fast are my Posniks? 34. That's fine. Whoa, okay. Losing a lot more rubber. Japan stopped exporting. God damn it, Japan. You control all of the rubber. Even Germany's opened their markets again. Well, in that case, I guess that Japan's going to be the one responsible for air forces. Can I check what model of ship I'm sinking and see if they're old models or new ones? I suspect they're old. I think that a large portion of the British and American fleet production is now convoys. Because we keep sinking them. Once I've dismissed the overview, I don't think I can see it again. Unless they appear here somehow. No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just gone. Sorry. If I happen to sink some more, I'll take a look. Those are just convoys. What are we up to? July. Although, now that we've moved away from naval production, we have to wait another... Oh no! 6 days! Okay. I can wait 6 days. How's the construction going? Okay, now we're on to the civilian factories again. We are in fact regaining some. Oh, plus we use the consumer goods reduction, which is actually done pretty good. Let's get that repaired first of all. Did I switch you back on to garrison? I did. Good. Excavation 3, that hopefully will mean that I can reduce the amount I'm importing. No, it doesn't. Well, actually, yes it does. It means I can import less oil. Streamlined line or flexible line? Let's go for the production efficiency growth. Does production efficiency affect everything, even dockyards? Affected by other production modifiers, such as what? I'm actually curious about that. Does production efficiency affect dockyards? Hoi for production efficiency. No. They always have a production efficiency of 100%. But it is affected by output modifiers. Such as... oh, dockyard output, right. Okay. So yeah, my dockyards are already kind of good. Because there's production efficiency and there's also factory output. I know that production efficiency affects factory output. I was wondering if it does that for dockyards too, but it doesn't. Welcome back, Uedo. You can check your total naval sinkings in the tab in the left of the fleet screen. Three cruisers. Ah, tier 1, tier 1, tier 2. Yes, they are older. What about the UK? I didn't know about this. This is kind of cool. There doesn't seem to be a scroll. That's a slight problem. There's no scroll bar. You can't actually go down. Scroll wheel doesn't work, no. I'm trying that right now. Taking back the old colony is completed. Now let's do Imperial Ambitions, which is also going to increase my dockyard output by another 5%. And also war support. We're going to be at 100% war support. And this also gives me a claim to New England, which is awesome. I can get New Amsterdam back again! War goal accepted. Ooh, 10 days until we get the new destroyers, so we'll need to spend a bunch of Navy experience to get those upgraded. Plus we're only a month away from the new heavy ship. Are we going to have enough naval points for this? I hope so. Yeah, we ought to. Surface fleet's looking a lot more healthy. Even though we don't have all of the naval doctrine done yet. So I do need to be a little bit careful fighting against the English. Even though I will have a very, very up-to-date modern fleet. So they won't. Convoys. Convoys. Loads of dead convoys. There it is, 1944 destroyer hull. Now, I think, as much as I wanted to... Actually, hang on. Do we have minesweeper gear? I'm pretty sure we haven't researched any. Mine warfare. That's damaging mines. Where's sweeping? Oh, degaussing is there. Oh, these don't actually... I should have started this ages ago. I thought they would require naval experience, but they don't. Okay, so... we need to produce just one more Vasco. And then we are going to have the new model, which is going to be... I'm going to start using... No, I'm going to keep with the patrons. This is going to be a blacksmith. I just realised what my tier 4 battleships are going to be called. That's quite funny. Right, so we've got the blacksmith class, which is going to use light engines, torpedo launcher, radar, because we do need you for surface detection, sonar for the anti-ship, anti-air, dual purpose, or light battery, dual purpose, anti-air. These are the rear, which is going to be depth charges. This is the front, which is going to be another dual purpose. Go with another anti-air. 2,000 production cost. They basically cost the fifth of a battleship. Minesweeper gear. That's the thing they're missing. That's what I wanted them to have. You know what? No, this is gonna... Well... I do have slightly more Pierce. Also a hell of a lot cheaper. You know what? Let's do that. You've already got 3 sets of anti-air. So we'll have one which is purely anti-ship. So hopefully you can go a little bit toe-to-toe with other destroyers that you may come across. Alright, so let's go and queue up a couple of blacksmiths. Have them put automatically into the training fleet. Cool. Hey, Bandit Viking. Manpower is looking a little low. You haven't been watching very long then. That's about the highest it's been all game. I don't think Ireland is in the war, no. Neither is Portugal. Sweden, I'm fairly sure is still neutral. Unaligned. Nope, they're democratic. Not in the war though. Oil is fluctuating a little bit there. Still producing 5.6 and using 4.2. I think I can reduce by a tiny amount. Oops, I said a tiny amount. The oil I'm producing. Experimental rockets. Rocket engines. Naval invasion. Benelux. Not seeing one though. Right, so we've got the Panda M. So now let's start working on the Panda U. And Panda M's also need to be upgraded. Bloody hell, they're a lot more expensive. Like a lot more expensive. Oh no, this is because we've just switched to the new warships. Yeah, tier 4 destroyers are quite expensive because they require chromium. Good grief, yeah, they are freaking expensive. Yikes. Alright, we're going to get like 5 of each. And then I think we're just going to invest entirely in battleships from that point onwards. And there it is. The day has arrived. The Dutch have battleships. Which really need to get trained. Send them to the Baltic. Let them shoot at some targets. Whoops. Oh, God damn it, did it again. I want you to be... How do I put you in a new task force? A new fleet? I don't want you to be a... I know I've done this a few times and it pisses me off every single time. This is how I did it last time. There we go. Right, I was trying to select you 3. Spit you out into the reserves. Get the reserves, spit you up there. Select you, merge. That's still the best way I know of doing this. But now my regular fleet is up to 25 ships. So once these 2 battleships are trained up, then we will be good to go. And I want to have a crack at the British at that point. Also, we do need to create our tier 4 battleship and start some on production. Do we want these to be battle cruisers or battleships? That's a very good question. Cruisers, they're cheaper. We do have upgraded secondary batteries, but they are still not as good as the dual purpose. I think the dual purpose should have less light attack and less piercing than the secondary batteries, because they can make up for it with anti-air. As it stands right now, they are just better. Slightly more expensive, but just better. Tier 4 engine, Tier 3 radar, Tier 3 fire control, AA, heavy battery 3. Heavy battery. At the rear of the ship, I think I'm going to do a secondary dual purpose. AA. AA. Right, let's have the improved float plane at the back so we have the spotting capabilities. I am kind of expecting you to be my heavy sloggers. So let's do another dual purpose. And that's really expensive. Alright, so we need a bunch more naval experience to do that. Fine. Let's just get some convoys just to use up the extra production capacity right now. Let's stop buying in quite so much stuff, although we're going to have to buy it all in again after this. But that's fine. How about upgrading the venerable heavy cruiser in the main fleet? That's actually a very good idea. What tier is he again? 2? 2. So we need to go to here, and then here, and he is a... oh, she is a Caitlin. Why is the Caitlin a capital ship, but the Posiniks aren't? Here they are. How come you don't have a little star next to you? Maybe that's what differentiates a battlecruiser from a battleship. The cruisers don't have it, the battleships do. That's possible. Alright, so Caitlin. Yeah, you can get some serious upgrades, actually. So you're currently using... I think you were using medium batteries. Never upgraded those. The secondary batteries definitely got upgraded though. No, light guns would do less damage. AA got upgraded. Radar got significantly upgraded. You could run sonar. Sure. Cruisers never got upgraded. That did. One never got upgraded. There's a bit of an upgrade, not a huge one. No, the problem with this is it costs naval experience, which right now I cannot afford. I need to get my tier 4 battleships in production first. See you, fishy. All heavy hulls are capital ships. Some cruisers are heavies and are capital ships. Others are lights and are capitals. Fair enough. I just thought that that meant capital ship generally. So hopefully I can come along and just deal the killing blow to the Royal Navy. Katie! Crikey, thank you for the bits. Yes, Mordred, upgrade me, make me bigger, faster, stronger, make me a good amongst the heavy ship kind. In time I will. More radar. And I think I'm going to work on the encryption now. I wonder what penalty encryption gives me for having such low encryption on so many submarines. Because that was one of the reasons the British and the Americans were able to counter German submarine movements, because they Enigma. My decryption is amazing. Like, I know everything that they're doing, but they know everything I'm doing too. Imperial ambitions are complete. It is done. I think we can probably go back to just building ships. We could also modernize the cruiser fleet. That's true. Let's go ahead and do that. And we can once again modify the government, but it's not the government that needs modifying, it is region-wide industrial appropriation, I think. Gives Curacao another build slot. Is that a thing you can only do once then? Apparently. Japanese convoys are here. More convoys. 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 Of course, we're blocking everything coming through Panama. The wolf is ready. Sounds like a code word. Shh. The wolf is ready. Shh. Now, what do I get for making one of you the pride of the fleet? War support goes up, ship experience goes up, chance of receiving critical hits goes down. However, if I lose you, I lose 10% war support for 30 days. It costs 100 political power to assign. I think I'm going to hold off for now. You can do it once per state, but there's also a limit how often you can do it, so it disappears for a while after you do it. Okay. Why did you not? Oh, it's because it disappeared already. How's the aerial battle going? So, over London, or over the south, flip-flops a lot. Over the English Channel, we are dominating, I would say. Bristol Beauforts are naval bombers. Wellingtons aren't. Pretty sure of that. It would be nice if it said in brackets what kind of aircraft they actually are, what they did. Not everyone is a aircraft model expert. I certainly am not. Hello? Technology slot? No? Okay, I'll do it myself. Oh, of course, the research bonuses are because of everyone else in my alliance having them already. I was like, how come these bonuses are getting better? Oh, yeah. Wellington attacks both foots of naval. Yeah, I thought so. Like, the Royal Air Force planes, I've got a fairly good handle on what they do, but if you ask me what the Italian ones did... I noticed Mordred Britain's ability to make and field loads of aircraft is going to be severely blunted in this new patch. Oh, they released details of a new patch? Or do you mean in this game, as in Man the Guns? British Parliament debates intervention in the Benelux. Little bit late. Having learned from the Great War, the British will not underestimate the strategic value of the Benelux region. Obviously. And the potential risks of seeing enemy countries build influence there. The British Parliament has debated the possibility of a military intervention. While the political implications of such an action weighed heavily on Winston Churchill, several decisive arguments were delivered before it was decided that the rest of the debate should be conducted in closed chambers. Such an intervention would irrevocably change the political landscape of Western Europe. I'm not sure it will, because we've already made our decision. We've been fighting about it for the last 5 years. I mean, man the guns needing fuel for them and stuff. Yeah. I haven't seen it being terribly difficult to get fuel now. I know exactly how the oil conversion works. We'll see. We'll see. Like, England usually has a fair amount of fuel because of their holdings in the Middle East. If they lose the Middle East, then yes, that's a problem. I think actually the one that's going to be the most effective is going to be Germany. It's going to stop the late game modern armor rushes, or at least dent them, because modern armor is super expensive fuel wise. So you're not going to have, for example, me playing as, who was it? It was someone quite small, like Ireland, and attacking with modern armor. No, it was someone with loads of chromium. Brazil? Might have been Brazil. It was one of the Kaiserreich games. Modernize the cruiser fleet. Completed. Right, let's make use of our riches so that we can get the excavation, resource efficiency. Our nation possesses the resources of a major power while wearing the garb of a minor one. Perhaps if we made better use of these riches that are available to us, we may ascend to the middling level, if not take our place amongst the dominant powers of the world once again. Speaking of fuel, I am now losing. Because my navy has become expensive. Oh yes! My 2 battleships are almost ready. Magnetic mine. Next up is... ah yes, here we go. Degaussing. Mine avoidance. Streamline line. Wait for the resource harvesting for that. Do we really need the oil? Well, we do need the rubber production. Because we have quite a few refineries. And that should save me quite a few factories in rubber purchasing. Although, actually, I'm an idiot. I should have stopped doing these ages ago. Seeing as I'm getting all of my rubber from the Dutch East Indies right now. And not actually being intercepted, which is very nice. Secure the Netherlands. Uh-huh, like to see you try. Although you do have 500 divisions. So actually, yeah, you probably could. So I guess D-Day hasn't actually happened yet. The millions and millions of troops that America lost were probably in Africa fighting against Italy. I'll need to keep a keen eye on the my coastline. Final encryption. Research and production ministers not worth it. No, they are 100% worth it. The problem is the Dutch have very few fascist ministers. They have loads if you stay with Democrat. Like, the democratic Dutch is going to be way more efficient than fascist Dutch. Panda U. There we go. We've got our strategic bombers. So let's go and increase your engines, increase your bombing capacity and your reliability. And your range, I guess. Although the amount of strategic bombing bonus you get is actually kind of tiny. Do that. Let's switch these guys out to the Panda... No, that's Fokker. Panda number 1s.